Welcome everyone. Khaos here with a full breakdown of my shipping method. This is my first Hades video, and I'd like to give some shout outs and special thanks, starting with Sith Empire. I've been on Hades for 5 years, right down to the day, and I've been with Sith for almost as long. Great people, great players, great community. Join us on Discord. Plenty of non-Hades related channels as well. Come chat it up, meet cool people, and find some dank memes. Whether you're passing through for red stars, staying the week for white stars, or looking for a corp to call home, Sith Empire welcomes you. Special thanks to Tech, our fearless leader, and OP, the Emperor. These guys began optimizing their shipping methods since Dark Nebula launched, and my own method is inspired by what they came up with. OP has his own video, which I'll link below, along with a few others you might find helpful. Tech doesn't have one yet, but lots of people are waiting on one, so Tech, you might want to get on that. So this is an overview of my session. Once a day, currently at 40 minutes. I've only been doing this for 2 weeks. I'm still optimizing it. Also, there are no off-lane deliveries. I'm going for max profit. 988 shipments at 90,000 hydro, 30 of which comes from 15 drones. Majority is from transport movement. Got 8 of them flying around at 40 tons. 12 warp lanes activated once. Let's go ahead and fire them up. I'll be moving 3 of them to counter the off-lane deliveries, but we'll get to that in a bit. So I've divided my outposts into 4 different groups. First group is your starting sectors with the planets and moons, 7 outposts. Then next group is these 5 planets here. Third group is these 4. And last group is the 2 ice planets with the gas and water right here. 3 trade stations work as my hubs for all the rest of these planets, with this hub doubling as a hub for the first group and the last group. So I'm going to be moving this lane with these 2 planets, and this lane's going to go here next door, and this one's going to go 2 houses down. Not that bad, for a total of 6 movements, 6 unlinks and relinks, plus 2 other unlinks and relinks that I'm going to do with these 2 warp lanes, simply because when I'm going to be delivering everything to my starter sectors, I don't want them coming in and picking up anything from these 2. Then I'll just have to relink them, because that's where I'm going to have my transports going to, shuttling everything so we can sort it on the trade stations themselves. Got my 8 transports right here. Got them numbered 2 through 9 for a total of 8. And we're going to get started. Gonna send 7 transports up to here to each of these planets, and while they're picking up, I'll have this one picking up everything from the first group, which I have labeled as 0, so that I can pick everything up with ease. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this to my hub, and then we'll be picking up everything, all the 0s. And I like to start here, 1 transport on each, and not have one pick up from multiple planets, even though that they're nearby. Simply because, well, I'm picking up shipments that are going to go to these destinations, so I don't want any overlap. I don't want any of my transports delivering anything at base value. All right, once we're done picking those up, I have my transports binded to my number keys. So then I send the next ones are going to go here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And while that happens, I will go ahead and reverse the sorting here so I can pick up what I don't need on that planet, scroll down and unload everything that I need on that planet, which was we're going to start off with all the zeros. Then just pick up another 14. Looks like we're not picking up any zeros. Go ahead and dump that. And then pick up everything, currently at 66. And then we'll go back to Stingmon. Go back and keep picking up all the zeros. Oh, right, I can use the quick pickup scheme and then whatever I don't already have. This is a very great addition to Dark Nebula when it comes to sorting and shuttling. Look at that, 12. Saved me 12 clicks. Really do love this feature. And we keep going all the way around. All right. And from here, since I already have these 8 and 9s here, since they're nearby, I'll just go up to my next. So I'll send them off to here. I already have everything memorized, so it'll be harder to explain. I'd rather just do it. And you can see I'm basically just hitting up every planet. 23 outposts. If you have 7 transports running around, and then that's why I picked up everything from here and took it here. I can basically hit all my planets, get everything that I need. That one filled up. I'm gonna need one to come down. Might as well send this one. It's already nearby. This one's not full. One of the, yeah, this one always fills up. Might as well just send that one. Let's keep going. Another one fills up. Who's got space? Who's got space? Hopefully that's enough. All right, so here we had a bit more. Perfect. And since technically that's 3 and 4, I can go ahead and take them because I want my transports in order. It's such a pain to really sort them once they're all on there. I'd rather just have them in order like I have them. So when I'm using previous and next keys while I'm unloading, it'll be that much easier. This one. Perfect. So we have 4. So we got 5 and 6. 7. Oh, well, might as well send 7 down. This one's 8, right? Send it down as well. And 9, I think this is the shortest route. All right, so this should be 6. This is 7 and 8. And, oh, nice. I have my bind keys, 9. All right, once everyone is here, picked up all of the zeros in my entire system. As you can see, transports except for 2, because that one's making room. That one's filled up, so I will reverse the order, drop as many as I can here, see how many I can get to make space. All right, still gonna have a few in here. So I'm already at 80. Not much else I'm gonna be able to do except unlink these so that I can start with the drones. Right now it really doesn't matter, all my transports have drones. So first I will launch 2 just to kind of get things going. Let me just unload everything that was in here. That should be fine now. And now I can use the previous and next keys just to keep going in order. Keep unloading everything. Sometimes you kind of have to refresh for it to give you the accurate number up here. You can unload another 10. That'd be another 10. And either way, from now I'm still gonna need about 4 drones here. Might as well launch the 20. Let me just launch that last one. So 4 drones usually using over here. Even if this shows you 80, you can still hit this button and it'll drop them, but if you want to refresh just to check, but either way, you're just unloading them. All you got to do is drop them on and the drones will do all the heavy lifting. And since I'm not picking up anything of this, I'm not picking up any shipments going to this hub, the drones will just bring them back. And, you know, I don't really have to worry about that. Try to send another drone or try to send a transport to pick them all up. That's actually going to happen at the end, which is a pain. But like I said, going for max profit. All right, now, once they're unloaded, you see, I think 2 of them already expired. This one's at 436. This one's at 659. Either way, these, I just get rid of them so that they don't interfere with what I'm going to be doing next. Relink these up. And that's phase 1. Everything else from 2, let's drop that back. So now phase 2, we will go bring our, since we're starting with this group, which is now group 1, that was group 0, this is group 1. We'll send 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That way each transport gets everything that they need from this group and they don't have to go to these planets again and potentially drop off any shipments at base value. We go back to 2 while they're moving and we're going to pick up all the ones. And then we can just bring this back down. Kind of just the reverse of what we did with the zeros. Go to 3, pick up all the ones. And you see the 11 here, got all ones, and then you have the 11s here. I have those so that I can sort those last. Mustafar, that's this fire planet where the lane is currently not on. That's the one that I switch. So that way it's easier to sort at the end when I got to do that lane switch. And then all I'm going to do is drop all of those Mustafar shipments onto the hub so that a drone can take those. After that, because these things just start generating anyway, I just leave those there. Don't need to be picking them back up. They'll probably get delivered in base value at the end when I'm trying to grab all of the shipments for my hubs. All right, so we get 3. And now we'll just kind of reverse from what we did in phase 1. 7, 8, 9. Dang it, misclick. There it is. So that's another thing about binding the number keys to your transports. That way when you're zoomed in trying to get your clicks right, if you switch over, it will automatically snap to where the transport is. So my slifer was all the way over here, but I'm zoomed in trying to hone in on the target. So all I gotta do is press the 9 key. It will choose it wherever it is in the planet without snapping to it, and then I can move it to where I need it to go. Just to bind that, it's Control and a number key. You choose your transport, and you'll be able to bind it with Control. All right, so we continue picking up the ones. And through the beauty of editing, I can go ahead and speed this up. This current group has 4 lanes, but 5 planets. Got my Fire 2 currently off lane, but close enough to my Terran 2 where the warp lane can split the distance for my transports. The Fire 2 is labeled as an 11, so I can easily identify it among the other ones. These shipments will be sorted onto a transport, and once the drones finish delivering to the rest of the planets, I will go ahead and switch the lane so a drone can deliver these. Drop off all the ones, pick up all the not ones. Okay, perfect. And usually with number 3, my Stingmon, this is the one that I use to pick up all of the 11s. So right now I still got plenty of space. Any 11s, just come back, pick them up, unload every single one that I have, come back to 3, load it up with any of the Mustafar shipments. And I mean, right now I'm already at 80. So that means we start launching drones. This one, it's usually with 2, to be honest. I usually just have 2 floating around on this one. See, it's still at 80. It doesn't say you can drop, but I can go ahead and drop. Weird glitch, but if you feel like refreshing, you can. Drop, drop, drop. Go back to 3, pick up any of the 11s. Drop, 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 drop. Or I can just use 3 and snap right to it. Bam, so that's the 8. Come back, keep unloading. 9, 3. Whoops, I hit 2. Fail. So using one transport to pick up everything that's going to go onto here, then I'll just move that lane after the drones have done their job. And that looks like that's going to be all of the 11s. $34. And usually it would take me longer because I would try to sort one of these planets so that the drone can stay. Oh, there you go. Usually a drone gets stuck over here and then I can't use it anymore because I have to switch this. And it's gonna go right here. Still be able to link up. And technically I was supposed to drop the shipments first before linking it. You'll see the drones just kind of ran for it simply because there was some shipments for the trade stations there, so they went ahead and grabbed them. Either way, in this section, I still use 3 drones in total. There it goes. So we are currently at 4 drones plus 3. Currently at 7, about halfway through. And that's phase 2. Come back to, and yeah, I can pretty much drop everything again. Let's activate time warp for the shuttling process. As long as your pickup route starts with the current group you're working on, no shipments will be delivered at base value. So I have my 7 transports all hitting 3 outposts, and my 8th transport just moving along the trade stations only. You'll see shortly that I did mess up the route for this particular phase for that transport. So XVmon was currently at the hub for all the 1s, which is King's Cross. I was supposed to pick up all the 2s from there and then head northwest diagonally to Diagon Alley, pick up all the 2s from there, and then take that to the damn bank, which is Gringotts, my 3rd trade station, currently the hub for all the 2s. So I had to just kind of correct that with using one of my other transports. Luckily, there's enough to go around to just kind of correct that, but it did take me a lot more time just to fix that on the fly. Technically, I would have moved this by now. Just simply because I stick it right between the 2. That's where it should be. So start with 9. Yep. It really gets less and less. After the first 2 groups, it's very minimal. And here I only use 2 drones. I've never had to use more than 2. As far as optimization, I understand that once the drones go and these are freed up, I can start the next phase and keep them moving, you know, never stop. I haven't gotten there yet. I was very much adamant about that before Dark Nebula with my shipments. My transports would always be moving, but things were so much different back then. Took me a while to get that going. So that is the goal, though. Just keep them moving instead of just kind of waiting. And I don't want to make any mistakes. So this looks like it could be dropped back off. And now we'll go to the last group. And once the last transport gets through, that's where we unlink these and move. So this one just goes next door. OCD, y'all know what I'm talking about. And this one goes 2 houses down. Oops, wrong button. So I'm going to be using a transport. As well use 2, fly French and run. I'm going to be going around the system, basically hitting every planet using the computer to pick up all of the shipments for the hubs, so that way they can also get delivered. And of course, along the way, some of them are going to be delivered at least at computer. So that's about 80, I want to say, or did that get bumped up too, actually? Okay. Or it was only drone. Anyway, at least they'll be at 80 if anything gets delivered. It won't be at base value, but At this point, I am not just going to send out all my transports again. I find it easier to just use the computer to pick them up. So I usually start with enough room. Back then, it was easier to pick things up this way because things were slower. And you can use time warp to, I'll just waypoint it there. So you waypoint to all the planets that you want to hit. And then I usually waypoint here or anywhere near this one at the end. So I have time to cancel everything. But your last waypoints are going to be your trade stations. If you're not familiar with this technique, then you are way too new to this game. But I'll give it a little more breakdown. You'll see it again. Nope. I'm gonna try to get as much of a runway as possible before it hits a warp lane. So I'm gonna hit just as many as I can. Let's see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then 1, 2, and 3. Oh, 3. That still counts. It's already full. Let's bring it back over here. And Shenron, you're up. Try to hit them all. I forget, it should tell you, right? 21 seconds. Yeah, that should be more than enough. 21. And then 1, 2, and 3. So I had forgotten about that decoy waypoint there again. Luckily, I was able to catch it in time. You'll see me cancel all the waypoints before getting down to that ice 2. Then I have to fly out to the asteroid, back to the planet, waypoint, and then pick them up. And also, while all this was happening, I was supposed to be taking 1 transport to each of the trade stations so that I can pick up everything there, bring it down to this water 1 and sort it out. Then I would just take 1 transport to a planet within the group, unload, drop the drone, and that would have been it. Right now I'm just kind of doing some cleanup with a couple of steps I missed. Also had forgotten some 4s down here at King's Cross. So you see me pick them up there on the left, all late, but there was still some drones on there. So, and even if I had to use an extra one, that would have been the 15th one. So we used 4 for group 0, 3 for group 1, and then 2 and 2 for the last 2 groups. And I mean, it's a little different making the video, trying to be as detailed and thorough as possible while doing the shipment. Mistakes can happen, but I've learned a hell of a lot, especially for my next video, which is going to be a solid run of my shipping method in real time. And I'll probably have that one up within the week. Hopefully this helps with your shipping method. Feedback is always appreciated. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.